Sometimes, life feels like you're fighting an uphill battle, doesn't it? You give it your all, but things just don't seem to be lining up, right? I get it. You might feel worn out and ready to throw in the towel. It's tough when the path forward looks so daunting. But here's the thing, you can't give up. I know, easier said than done, right? But hang in there, because I've got some good news that might just lift your spirits. You're not alone in this. There's a promise of something better waiting just around the corner. Have you ever felt like it's been night forever? Like the dawn is never going to break? Well, hold on, because a new day is on its way. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 30, verse 5, "Weeping may stay for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning." This is a promise that joy is on its way. It's normal to question when relief will come. When will God come through for me? Is a question many ask. The anticipation can be overwhelming. But guess what? God's timing is perfect, and He's set to surprise you sooner than you think. His support is real, and it's coming. God isn't just watching from a distance. He's right beside you, encouraging you to dry those tears and keep going. Wipe your tears, child. You're not alone. These aren't just comforting words. They are a direct promise from Him who knows you best. When you feel like you're walking through fire, remember what Isaiah 43 verse 2 says. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. See, God promises to be with you through the toughest of times, not just to get you through them, but to lead you out unscathed. This commitment from God is not something to overlook. He's not about making empty promises. He's all about action. So, when it feels like too much, remember His promise that you won't go through these challenges alone. Now, might be a good time to let go of that heavy burden. Stop crying. You've cried enough. Might sound a bit harsh, but think of it as an invitation to let God handle the pieces of your broken heart. He's the potter, ready to reshape and restore. And about His willingness to help, it's guaranteed. Unlike others who might have the ability to assist but choose not to, God has pledged never to leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6. This isn't just a hopeful thought. It's a solid rock you can stand on. Even if you're down with sorrow now, don't let it convince you that the story's over. God is about to turn things around in ways you least expect. Remember the Shunammite woman from 2 Kings verse 4? She lost her son, a child she believed was a blessing from God through the prophet Elisha. Despite her immense grief, she declared, "It is well." Even when it didn't seem like it, her faith spoke of her trust in God's goodness. It shows us that even a little faith, like a mustard seed, is enough. It's okay if you don't have all the answers or if your faith wavers sometimes. You see, God doesn't need perfect faith, just genuine trust. And in that trust, be still and know that He is God. Psalm 46, verse 10. As you wait on God, remember, doing good to others is also part of the journey. It's not just about waiting, it's about acting in kindness. Like the Shunammite woman and Dorcas in Acts chapter 9, who were remembered and blessed for their generosity, your good deeds can set the stage for miracles in your life. Things are tough, and it seems like everyone else is having a better day than you. But here's a little secret. That's not really the case. Everyone has their struggles, no matter how things might look from the outside. It's just that some people are better at hiding their troubles than others. When you start comparing your life to others, that's a trap set by negativity. It's easy to fall into this comparison game, especially when you're feeling down. This is when the devil tries to sneak in, making you feel even more isolated and bitter. But don't let these feelings take over. Instead, grab your Bible and dive into the Word. It's your best shield against these assaults. Remember, bitterness is a heavy burden that only leads to more pain. It's like carrying around a backpack filled with rocks. Why weigh yourself down? Instead, ask God for the strength to forgive and move forward. Being kind to others when you're hurting might seem tough, but it's one of the most liberating things you can do. You see, kindness doesn't require you to feel perfect first. It just asks for a heart willing to share joy, not expecting anything back. But here's the beautiful part. When you give kindness, you're actually lining up for blessings. The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9 tells us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." So don't give up on being good, no matter how hard it gets. And when you see others succeeding or happy, genuinely rejoice with them. Celebrate their victories as if they were your own. This doesn't just bring positivity into your life, it also aligns you with God's work in the world. Knowing that He came through for them, you can be confident He will come through for you too. When Jesus talked about the Beatitudes, He pointed out, "Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy." Matthew 5, verse 7. It's a simple formula. Show mercy, receive mercy. In a world that often promotes an eye for an eye, choosing mercy can revolutionize not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. It might seem tough to keep your heart joyful and thankful while you're struggling, but maintaining a posture of gratitude opens you up to receive from God. Imagine God is trying to hand you a gift, but your arms are crossed. How can you accept it? Open your arms, lift your head, and let His joy and peace fill you. Avoid anything that drags you further into sadness or away from God. Depression and isolation are real dangers that can pull you deep down. But remember, you don't have to fight alone. Dive into prayer. Talk to God about everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. He knows it all anyway, and He's just waiting for you to come to Him. And speak what you seek. Like God, who said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Use your words to shape your world. Don't just keep your hopes and dreams locked away in your heart. Voice them. Speak life into your situations and watch as things begin to align. Cast your cares on Him because He truly cares for you. 1 Peter 5, verse 7. That heavy load you're carrying? Drop it at His feet. It's not meant for your shoulders. And once you let go, you'll find the strength not just to get through, but to thrive. Keep looking up, because that's where your help comes from. So, where do you see yourself standing? It's a big question, right? Deciding to be on the Lord's side means you're never really out of the fight even when things look bleak. It can feel like everyone has left your corner, and trusting anyone again seems like the tallest of orders. But here's a comforting thought. God isn't just anyone. He's the friend who sticks closer than a brother, there for you in good times and bad. Why not let Him take the lead? Worrying and overthinking won't fix things. They just tie your mind up in knots. Trust in God to guide you when He leads. You can be sure that no harm will overtake you. Think about it. He parted the Red Sea, didn't He? If God could handle those massive waters, imagine what He can do with the problems you face. And speaking of problems, maybe it's your finances or your business that's causing you sleepless nights. Remember the time Jesus made money appear from a fish's mouth? Now, if He can do that, what can't He handle? There's absolutely nothing too hard for God. No matter how long you've been stuck, a single divine touch could turn it all around. Today could very well be the day when things start to straighten out. Keep that hope alive. Keep believing. Situations might rise up like towering waves, aiming to crash down on you and make you give up. But hold on tight to the promises God has made. He hasn't failed anyone yet, and He's not about to start with you. So keep dreaming of those better days ahead. Even if everything around you screams otherwise, thank God for the future He's promised. Speak life into your circumstances by affirming what God has said about you. Stick with these truths and watch as everything aligns in your favor. Remember, those who enjoy God's promises are the ones who don't give up. Stay the course, and you'll see the rewards.